this is about one of the weakest arguments for the truth of Christianity. According to this person, and I've seen this response from many other people, that Christianity must be real because people consistently and continuously attack Christianity, without recognizing that the majority of people who are deconstructing from Christianity are those who were Christians. So if I deconstructed from Christianity, logically I should be talking about Christianity. If I had deconstructed from Islam, then I would be talking about Islam. If it was from Hinduism, then I would be talking about Hinduism. Although in some of my videos I do mention them and some of the inaccuracies in those religions, but seeing as how Christianity is an Abrahamic religion, you can logically ascertain that all of my anti-Christian videos would also be applied to Judaism as well as Islam. Seeing as how both books, both other religions also take from the Old Testament. So when I say that Abraham is not real, Abraham pimped out his wife Sarai, that also means that Abraham for Islam is not real. That also means that Abraham for Judaism is not real. That also means that he pimped her out in either situations. When I say and suggest and tell you that the flood did not happen based on the Noah story, but it is a story that has been taken from the Sumerians and then given their own spin to it, a Hebrew spin to it, then that same story is invalid for Judaism as well as being invalid for Islam. But I understand that your focus is only on Jesus, and that being the line of David, since you mentioned Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, because Islam splits off after Abraham and him having sex with his slave wife Hagar and creating Ishmael. So that is where that story would break off. So everything I've mentioned prior to that is of all three of the Abrahamic religion, and those three religions do not get along to this day. Now, with Isaac and Jacob, any videos where I continue from the line thereafter, of course, I am specifically speaking of Christianity. But since Islam also views Jesus as a historical being who was not God, but was a prophet, a messenger of God, then that still would make any video that I do concerning them against Islam as concerning Jesus. Now, when I talk about anybody after Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, then that would mean that any video is also disregarding everything from Judaism, since the entire Old Testament is part of their religion as well, with all its blood sacrifices. So it is not an attack specifically on Christianity that validates Christianity. There are those out there who have walked away from Hinduism and Buddhism who still attack Buddha, who attack the Eightfold Pathway. I do not agree with the Eightfold Pathway because it requires the elimination of greed and the elimination of desire, and we know that desire will never be eliminated from human beings, but yet you must control your desires to not act upon them. So I do not necessarily talk about that all the time because it's not the religion to which I was born into. It's not the religion that my community was majorly a part of. It's not the religion that I walked away from. But to utilize that as your argument for the validity of your religion just shows how incapable you are of defending your religion. If you would have something to say something that countermands what I'm teaching, and then we can have a healthy, adult, intellectual debate concerning it. Beyond that, remember always you got to free yourself to be yourself, because your greatness is non-negotiable. Good journey, good vibration.